everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studio Lou. This is my weekly wrap-up of a relatively busy week. I had a crazy week, actually. I had at work 2 full days of training, so I am behind in life, in work, and in most things, I would say, except physical activity and getting outside. I've been doing a ton of that, but I'm pretty behind in most everything else. So it's going to be kind of a busy couple weeks of catching up on different things. However, I did finish a couple things. I'll start with my stitching this week. So this is, I believe, the latest week, which I think is week 19. Our last week was week 19 of the 52 Tags Handmade Anne Brooke Challenge. This one was about stitching text. And so I stitched thread, scissors, buttons, needle, and I used some vintage upholstery fabric from the 70s and added a little ribbon here for fun, and some nice, my favorite kind of blue fabric in the background that I pinked, and just stitched it onto this really pretty red fabric. So that's 19. Week 18 is missing, and the reason is because it is English paper piecing of hexagonal sort of paper quilted pieces like you would do in a hexie quilt. I don't have a hexie punch, but I am getting one. It is coming in the mail, so I have to wait for that. So I will catch up on that tag. This is week 17, which is about couching. So it's rolling up different fabrics. We were supposed to use colors that we hadn't really used very much in our tag collection so far. So I somehow hadn't used a lot of purple, which is weird because I love purple. So I used some iridescent fabrics. These are all from, not all of them, the light one isn't, but the rest of the fabrics are actually from vintage neckties. So I left one big just to kind of, and I left the top of the tie just to kind of show that this is what it's made from. And then I added some hand spun wool yarn at the top that I couched down actually with the machine, not by hand. I just wanted to sort of finish off the top, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I didn't want to add any small pieces of fabric up here. There's a lot of people who did a lot of more shapely kind of things, like they would start with a circle and they would make like the sun, and they would do, you know, or a garden, all sorts of amazing ideas. I wanted to just keep it simple because couching is a little bit tricky to do, and your hands can kind of hurt while you're doing it because you've rolled up this fabric and you have to pin it and hold it in place while you're stitching. And so, I mean, you can use an embroidery hoop, which is what Anne recommends, but I didn't get started that way, so I just wanted to kind of keep it simple. And I also just really love these fabrics, and I just wanted a simplistic sort of couched tag. So those are my tags. Next, let me just put these away. Oops, that would be my, sorry for the notification. So next is other stitching. I've been doing very little other than my knit and crochet projects. I've done no cross stitch. I've done none of that this week. So what I'm working like diligently on, there's sort of 2 projects. One of which is in here, but it's a little bit tangled up at the moment for some reason. Here we go. Okay, so I'm still working on the Adinda's World Dahlia cushion, which is this. Let me just unrunkle it here. It's all runkled up in the bag. So last time I had showed you, I had finished these like pink floofies. So since then I've finished the first round here. I have to weave my ends in, my apologies, I didn't have a chance. The first round of these petals that are like the accent petals on the side. Now I am working on the leaves that will be underneath the petals, so you'll see this whole thing come into focus. Then I believe there's going to be polka dots too around the edges. But I'm really loving this project so much. It's so enjoyable to crochet with 2 strands at once, and it's just really enjoyable, and I love the colors. I'm very excited to make a few of these and also probably tackle some more projects from Adinda's World, like her stole or one of her other projects. And then I'm thinking about, from the techniques that I've learned here, just really personalizing this with my own crocheted flowers. in different ways. I've got about a million ideas, from like upholstering furniture this way to making throws, like just lots of different things. I've just got lots of ideas. So it's been a really inspired project. I like it. So now we will stuff it back in my bag here. Okay. Now, next is a project. It's one of two. So my daughter is really in love with everything related to Sonic the Hedgehog right now. So I had this idea to make her, I want to make her a sweater that I'm going to duplicate stitch Sonic the Hedgehog and maybe some other characters from that game, cartoon, movie series. And so I've decided, like, I'm going to make the background, like, not necessarily in a Sonic the Hedgehog color because I want everything else to pop out. So the pattern that I'm using is it's a free pattern, actually. It's the Professor Sweater by Ray Blackledge. You can get this on Ravelry, or you can probably Google it and find it on her blog. But it's this cute sweater. So you start at the neck and you increase outward on a circular needle. I'm not going to do these elbow patches, I don't think. I haven't decided yet. They're seed stitch. I'm going to do the stripes on this one, I think, in like a cherry red color. And I haven't decided if I want to do buttons or a zipper. I'm thinking buttons, but I don't know. Yeah, probably buttons. So then my idea for this is going to be, I'm going to duplicate stitch probably Sonic the Hedgehog right here. And then on the back, I might like duplicate stitch like a scene from the game. Haven't decided, but I am like still in the neck increase section about halfway down, and so far it's easy peasy. I'm making this actually with an acrylic yarn, which is bizarre for me. I'm a wool person through and through, but this is probably going to get a ton of wear and a ton of washing, and my daughter's at an age where she's just a rambling toddler, like she's just out all the time and running around. So it's actually knitting up really nice. It's soft. This yarn is the same yarn I'm using for the Dahlia cushion. It's from Love Crafts, and it's I forget, it's a DK yarn. I forget the name of it. I don't have it. I don't have the band with me somehow. You always keep the bands, but I don't have it right now. But I've mentioned it in my last wrap-up video. I had I think it's called like Premier Soft DK or something. I look in my last wrap-up video. So then I have this cute tape measure. Isn't it adorable? This little robot. And I got also a couple of new sets of needles from Love Crafts with my last order when I was ordering the yarn to make this. These driftwood needles and these indigo needles, can I just say, like, these are beautiful. Like, these needles are so nice. They're from Lykke Crafts, Lykke. These are the driftwood ones, and then these are the indigo, also driftwood, I think. These are so nice. Like, I did a cast on with one so far. Like, let me just hold this a little differently so you lose the glare. But yeah, they're beautiful. I recommend them. They're nice needles. They're durable. They don't feel like they're going to snap in your hand. The nice thing is they have a band around them that has the needle size, which is really helpful when you have a lot of needles and you don't want to have to constantly put them into your needle sizer to check like what size. I'm sure there are people out there who are just good at eyeballing these things. I am not one of them. I can make a relatively close guess, but not really. Okay, then what's next? I think the rest of what I have is actually haul, because like I said, I haven't done a ton of work this week because I've been so busy with other things. So let me share my haul with you. So the first thing I got is this book, also stitching related, A Rainbow of Stitches. And I forget who recommended this. I think it might have been Stitch Roadies where I saw this, and it's a really nice, it also might have been from the Stitch Wheel, Kathy Reeve. I can't remember. It's one of those two. But it's a really nice book. Embroidery and cross-stitch basics plus more than 1,000 motifs and 80 project ideas. So it's got some really nice things in it. Nice projects and like really pretty motifs. So I definitely will be getting some use out of this book soon. I'm feeling really excited to work with it. Lots of beautiful things. Then, again from my, so it's no secret I've been getting these estate auctions lately. I've been, you know, just doing silly little bids on things like, you know, $5-ish sort of. So I got this whole set of old, like, keys, most of which seem like kind of automotive keys, but some of them are very, very old, like, and rusty, like this one. And I feel like a lot of them could be really cool in journals. So there's like a lot of keys here. Lots of little tiny ones, like diary type keys. Yeah. Just all sorts of nice keys. So let's just pack those back up. Okay, and then, hold on. Actually, I might have the name of that yarn. I do. So, sorry, I've got my Love Crafts invoice here. So it is Stylecraft Special DK. Okay, that's the name of that yarn. Yeah. Okay, then I have a little bit of an unboxing. I haven't opened this up fully. This is my order from the Fabric Curator in Toronto. So I ordered fabric for one distinct reason, because I wanted a bit of Kathy Holden's new flea market fabric. So this is my order from the Fabric Curator. Just open it up. It's been beautifully wrapped in tissue. So let's just take a look here. I'll just get my invoice so I can look at what I bought again. I know what I bought, and I can tell you what I bought. So this was actually on clearance. This is called, is it Bee Backgrounds? Yeah, so it's called Bee Backgrounds, and it is like, it's all stitching related, and I thought it was just really pretty. So I got, what did she said? I cut this longer by accident, so I gave it to you. She's so cute. So I got that. Then this one, this is called Malibu Woodblock in Pink. And I thought that was just beautiful. And I want to make myself a dress with this and this, which is French Press Green. This one was also on clearance. And she left me a note saying, end of bolt, I gave you the extra. So I'm going to make myself a dress with these two colors. I thought for spring that would just be yummy, pretty. And then the piece de resistance is from Moda Fabrics, Kathy Holden's collection. This is the Flea Market Fresh. So what Kathy Holden does is, much like me, she is an antiquer, and she goes out and she's a collector. She collects a lot of old ephemera, a lot of old like labels and images and things like that. And then she basically does fabric collages. She edits them, makes them more beautiful and colorful, and then she prints fabric. So this is her latest release of Flea Market Fresh. I have some of her other fabric as well. I think I probably will eventually use some to make journal covers with, but I have this thing where when I get new fabric, it has to live with me for a little bit because I have to hoard it for just a little while. So, but it's not going to be long because I really do want to get making these projects. So that's that. Whoops. And then I think I have maybe one more thing to show you. I'm just looking around me here to see if I'm forgetting anything. I'm not. Okay, so then a really exciting thing happened this week. And let me just, I have to just fish it out over here. Hold on one second. Wait, sorry. I've put a lot of things away. So I bought, I had posted in a group on Facebook, because I think I told you in my last weekly wrap-up video that I had been hunting for this whale tail or the punch with the round tab. I've been hunting for one of these for a long time. I need one for a couple of different reasons, and so they're out of, like, they don't make them anymore. They're retired, so they're really, 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 really hard to come by. I found, I had posted in a Facebook group, and this lovely girl who lives like about 3.5 hours away from me said, I have that punch. You know, would you want it? I don't know what to price it at. I said, well, you know, it's a retired punch. It's worth quite a bit of money. So why don't you do a little bit of research and see what you think you would want to sell it for? Because, you know, I don't want to take advantage of you, and I just want to let you know, like, it's worth some money. You could make some money from it. I'm willing to pay what I can for it. You know, I told her a little bit about what I do. So she's so nice, and she came back to me and she said, well, you know, I think the price of these retired items for what they are is ridiculous, and how's $10? And I was like, what? I said, are you sure? Okay. So I said, yeah, that's like so generous of you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the kindness. So I got this punch, and I'm pretty happy about it. I've actually already been doing a little bit of punching with it. My paint samples, so I have a ton of those like paint sample cards, and I want to punch them into these, right? Because they're great little tag toppers. So the other thing I want to use these for is I want to punch out of thick cardstock and then glue together with nice patterns, and then use them as thread holders, right, for maybe the sewing box kits that I'm making or just my own projects. So let me just, pardon my arm. So I got that. I'm so happy about it. And then she messaged me because she actually had a ton of other supplies that she was looking to get, rid of. So I got some other punches. I got this one. This is the photo corners punch, which will be great for journals because, me and my vintage ephemera. And then I got this nice oval label punch. So I don't have punches. This is my first punches I'm pretty excited about. I got this page scallop punch. Pretty happy about that one. And then I got 3 little mini punches. So these are all various, so these are larger and 1/4 inch and maybe a 1/2 inch circles. Then, so those are great for punching tags. And then this one, which is awesome for punching tags. I've wanted one like this, that's this little slot. So yeah, I totally made out really well with these punches. And also, I will share at the beginning of this video. So we've been in lockdown pretty much here for, I don't know, a month we're in lockdown. So we have a couple weeks left of it still. So I don't obviously go anywhere other than just to my destination if I leave my region. So I went straight to her house, did a contactless pickup outside of this stuff. I had prepaid. And then, because it's such a long drive, we were like, well, what do we do? So we had brought lunch with us for a picnic, and we found an amazing graveyard where, I do all my walks these days are in graveyards because they're quiet and they're fenced in, nature reserves, and amazing for children. So we went to a beautiful graveyard. I mean, this place was amazing. It has so much history behind it that they do tours in normal times, but we saw some incredible things, a lot of amazing history. But the coolest thing we saw was about a group of 22, I think is what I counted once, deer all together, running around the cemetery. They were beautiful beyond belief. They were young, just these lovely deer, and it was just magical to watch them. The only relatively scary and funny thing was the Canada geese there's many couples of them who are nesting in the graveyard, and they were not happy for the company, especially with the kids. If the kids were being a little loud, screaming or yelling or playing, they were get these children away from my nest. Oh my god, I didn't see any eggs or babies, but some of the geese didn't move, so I assume they're probably sitting on them, and I definitely was respectful, stayed away, kept the kids away. But the males are so aggressive that they will chase you. They will go, if you're 20 feet away, they will run over there and say, hey, do not come over here. And there was one that was hissing at me, and so I was just talking to him and kind of backing up. You kind of have to stand in your place a little bit with them, because if they think they can overwhelm you or you'll back down to them, they will definitely peck you with their beak, and it's probably, I would imagine, it would hurt. I haven't been pecked by a goose before. I don't get in their business. So I had to say one to one of them though, like, no. And then my husband is just like 10 or 20 feet away from me, like laughing at me with our son while I'm like, no, because like the goose was really honestly overreacting. We were nowhere near his lady friend. So that was my only encounter over the weekend. So it was quite funny. But yeah, we had a great time. We got to do a lot of walking and see a lot of animals. We saw another groundhog. So yeah, groundhogs are prolific in graveyards. I have noticed this. Like, it's a little bit weird, and I know there's a lot of jokes that you can make. But yeah, they're prolific there, and I'm guessing because there's not a lot of foot traffic, so it's safe for them. But anyways, those are my graveyard stories. But I have to say, like, I hope I don't offend anyone by talking about graveyards, because I really, I want to make it clear that I respect and love them so much. And I believe that, you know, places like that are important. And I'm really trying to teach my kids a little bit about just history and respecting people and respecting the environment. And we're getting to do some really nice nature study by going repeatedly back to the same places through all of the seasons and seeing how our environment is changing. And I also, like, my husband said something a couple weeks ago that really kind of made my heart happy. And it was something like, you know, I want to believe that these places, if the people who are buried here are with us still in some kind of way, that they would feel joy from the laughter of children and playing, and, you know, just families wanting to spend time there. So that is most definitely how I feel, like very, very emotional about graveyards, and I love them very much. So please know that I'm not like going there and, you know, being disrespectful in any way. I do a lot of, I would say, casual preservation in graveyards. I pick up trash. I stand up monuments that have fallen down. I put, you know, the little things that people leave for their family. I put them back when they fall down from the wind or from people knocking them over. I try to be a good steward of the environment. So that being said, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will be back soon, hopefully with a creative video. I know it's been a week of like, where have I been? I've been here. I've just been really super busy. I had a really nice, like, I had a real treat last night. One of my friends came to my city to get his vaccine, because my city has been very progressive in getting people vaccinated. We now have the Moderna shot available at our Islamic Center down the road from my house. So he was here to get his shot, and I got to talk to him in my driveway, you know, at a distance with our masks on. And that was a real joy for me to be able to just see my friend. And yeah, so thanks again, guys. I hope you're all safe and doing well and feeling like we are progressing as a world through some of this. The weather's getting nicer, and I have a little bit to look forward to, so I'm pretty happy about that. But it's Mother's Day, so I am going to sign off and maybe like eat something that's outside of my normal diet and hang out with my kiddos and do some creative stuff. So much love. Thanks again. We'll talk soon. You can find all my info down below in the description box. Take care. Bye.